One night, a Roman citizen looked out and saw the impossible. The capital of the world was burning. Rome had survived invasions, civil wars, and assassinations. But in 1 week, it almost destroyed itself. In 64 CE, Rome was the center of an empire, crowded, powerful, wealthy, and dangerously flammable. Its streets were narrow. Its homes were packed together. And above everything, wood, cloth, and heat waited. Cooking fires burned every day. Oil lamps flickered every night. Rome did not know it was already built like a trap. Then, on the night of July 18th or 19th, something began near the Circus Maximus. No source tells us exactly what lit the first spark. That missing detail is where the mystery begins. But once the fire started, one thing is clear. It moved with terrifying speed. The fire found every weakness Rome had built into itself. Narrow streets, crowded homes, and nowhere safe to run. People ran before they understood what was happening. In the smoke, the world's greatest city became pure confusion. Rome did have firefighters wing the vigils, but they were not facing an ordinary street fire. Buckets, hooks, and human chains could slow flames. They could not easily stop a city from burning. Ancient writers describe flames driven through the city as wind turned one district's disaster into another district's warning. The fire should have slowed at open spaces, but the accounts say it kept finding a way forward. In the smoke, history stopped being about emperors. It became one doorway, one decision, and one life left behind. For 6 days, Rome became a maze of heat, smoke, noise, and decisions made too late. Then, after days of destruction, the fire seemed to stop. And then, the detail that still feels impossible. It broke out again. When disaster repeats, people stop asking how. They start asking who. Some ancient accounts claimed people interfered with firefighting. But claims are not proof. And panic creates strange stories. The sources do not agree cleanly, and every version was written in a world where politics shaped memory. And then comes the emperor. Nero was not clearly standing above Rome when the fire began. Some accounts place Nero at Antium, away from Rome, when the first flames appeared. The story says he returned as the disaster grew, stepping back into a city already turning to ash. Ancient accounts also say Nero opened spaces for survivors and arranged relief. That complicates the simple villain story. But in Rome, helping after disaster did not erase one terrifying question. Did anyone benefit? When the smoke cleared, the damage was enormous. Parts of Rome were not just burned, they were gone. Rome had 14 districts. Ancient accounts say only a few escaped untouched. Nero's response changed the city. Wider streets, new building rules, and planning meant to prevent another disaster. Then came the part that made people suspicious. Nero's enormous new palace complex, rising after the fire. Was this rebuilding after tragedy? Or opportunity born from destruction? History refuses to give a simple answer. Then Nero's government found a target. A small religious group many Romans already distrusted. Tacitus later wrote that Christians were blamed for the fire. it became one of the darkest parts of the aftermath. But blaming people after a disaster does not prove they caused it. Later, writers painted Nero as cruel, theatrical, and unstable. That reputation shaped how the fire was remembered. The famous image of Nero fiddling while Rome burned is not literal. The fiddle did not exist in ancient Rome. The deeper problem is this: when sources hate a ruler, every story becomes evidence, and every evidence becomes suspicious. So what do we actually know? The fire was real. The destruction was real. Ordinary Romans were left with nothing. What we do not know is whether Nero caused it, failed to stop it, exploited it, or became the perfect villain afterward. The fire was not one simple event. It was urban design, weather, fear, rumor, and politics colliding at once. After the fire, Rome did not simply rebuild. It rebuilt with memory baked into stone. But every new road pointed back to the same unsolved center. Why did the fire spread the way it did? If Nero was away when it began, why did later memory keep placing him beside the flames? If he helped survivors, why did suspicion grow instead of fade? If the fire was accidental, why did Rome remember stories of men blocking the response? Each answer creates another question. That is why this fire still burns inside history. Before Nero, before rumors, before politics, there were ordinary people who lost homes, safety, and trust in Rome. But in Rome, private tragedy quickly became public power. History is not only what happened, it is what survived in writing. The names come down through Tacitus, Suetonius, and Cassius Dio, each writing with distance, politics, and purpose. This is not a courtroom with one final verdict. It is a 2,000-year-old investigation with missing evidence. Nero remains at the center for one reason. He was already the kind of ruler people wanted to suspect. The Domus Aurea rose after the fire. Fair or not, its timing became part of the accusation. New building rules may have made Rome safer, but safety did not erase suspicion. The real twist is not that Nero may have been guilty, it is that every version reveals something about Rome itself. Rome was powerful, but it was also fragile, too dense, too unequal, too political to suffer quietly. So ask the question again. Who burned Rome? The honest answer is uncomfortable. We do not know. But we know what followed. Destruction, rebuilding, blame, persecution, and a ruler trapped forever inside suspicion. The Great Fire did not just burn buildings. It exposed how quickly disaster becomes politics. 2,000 years later, Rome's ashes still ask the same question. Did Nero burn the city? Or did history burn Nero?